Okay, so as school districts are announcing their startup plans, a lot of us are realizing how limited classroom time, live face-to-face in-class time we'll have with our students. And so we start to prioritize and we start to identify, all right, what do I have to do in class? What can I do in a recorded or remote scenario? And as we're playing with these choices, I've been getting a lot of questions about the reading aloud component. Christina, do you value the read aloud? Should I take some of my precious minutes from class to execute read alouds with kids? Is it possible to do it remotely? What are your thoughts on this? And most recently, I received this question from Erin Malaski, a middle school teacher in the Tri-Creek district in Lowell, Indiana. And Erin, I value the read aloud. I think it is absolutely essential. But I do think when we're prioritizing what needs to be live in class and what could be done remotely, I think the read aloud falls in the could be done remotely scenario. Okay, so I know of several teachers who've reported back that they, this past spring, would execute a live read aloud, whether it was Google Meet, whether it was Zoom, whatever your platform was, that they would tell the kids, Mrs. Smekens is going to be reading live at this time and continue on in a chapter book or a novel, or for several read alouds, at least 3, 4 different segments, an essay, a speech. Now, you have to be choosy. It has to be something they want to hear, something you know that once they get into it, oh man, they're going to love it. But that notion of alive, if it's possible with your internet situation and your students' access to execute live, absolutely. Why? Because they can be having a live chat. While you're reading aloud, they're sharing their thinking voice thoughts. This is huge. I love it. Not to mention the enjoyment of reading, not to mention they're hearing great fluency from you. And one more perk I don't think teachers realize is that by executing carefully selected read alouds, that all of that you read to the kids, and now you know they have basic gist and understanding, comprehension at a surface level, all of that text has excerpts in it that are now fair game for your whole class comprehension lessons. Because we don't want to use text in a whole class comprehension lesson that kids aren't somewhat familiar with, because we can't read it like a writer. How did the author do this? Why would the author do this? Why did the author choose that word? What do you think he meant by that? We can't really dig into the text and look at those kind of comprehension facets if we don't have basic gist. So we want to use text that's familiar in most cases for most comprehension lessons. So all of that read aloud text, now fair game for whole class lessons. Do I think we should be doing read alouds yet this year? Absolutely. I would, though, look to do it as a recording. All right. So you can do it live. Hit record, though, because they didn't all get up for the live, right? And so hit record. But the notion is that this is really good. And I think a perfect thing for remote or distance teaching. And I believe kids will be all the more hungry for this kind of experience.